Welcome to Little English Studio, where English learning meets inspiring life stories. Here, we bring you the journeys of the world's most fascinating people, told in simple English, so you can improve your English while learning powerful lessons from history. Today, we will dive into the story of Guccio Gucci, the humble man from Florence, Italy, who founded one of the most famous luxury brands in the world, Gucci. From polishing shoes in hotels to creating a fashion empire, from a quiet craftsman to a global legend, this is the story of how one man's vision and determination shaped the meaning of luxury. Guccio Gucci was born on March 26, 1881, in Florence, Italy. Florence, known as the birthplace of the Renaissance, was also famous for its art, culture, and craftsmanship. Guccio's family was not wealthy. His father, Gabriello Gucci, was a simple leather craftsman. He made saddles, bags, and other leather items for horse riders. At that time, horses were still the main way of travel, so leatherwork was important. As a child, Guccio saw the hard life of artisans. He understood that quality and skill were respected in Florence, but he also noticed that money and power belonged to the wealthy elite. Young Guccio was not an excellent student. He was more interested in observing people, watching fashion, and learning from the streets of Florence. He often dreamed about a better life, one where he could rise above poverty and create something special. But life was not easy. In his teenage years, Guccio felt limited by the opportunities in Florence. So, like many young Italians at the time, he decided to leave home and search for work abroad. As a young man in his 20s, Guccio moved to London, looking for work. There, he found a job at the famous Savoy Hotel, one of the most luxurious hotels in Europe. At the Savoy, Guccio worked as a lift boy, the person who operated the elevator. This might sound like a small job, but it changed his life. Every day, Guccio met rich and powerful guests, aristocrats, business leaders, movie stars, and royalty. He saw how they dressed, how they carried themselves, and most importantly, the elegant luggage and accessories they brought with them. For the first time, Guccio saw luxury up close. He studied the fine leather suitcases, the stylish handbags, the details of belts and gloves. He realized that luxury was not only about function, it was about style, status, and identity. After London, Guccio also spent time in Paris, another capital of fashion and elegance. There, he continued to learn from the world of the rich. These years in London and Paris gave him an idea that would define his life. Italy had the craftsmanship. Europe had the market. If he combined the two, he could create something extraordinary. In 1902, Guccio returned to Florence with a dream. He wanted to create high-quality leather goods that reflected both Italian craftsmanship and international style. At first, he worked for a local luggage company, Franzi, to learn more about production, but soon he felt ready to start his own business. In 1921, Gucci opened his first small leather goods shop in Florence. This was the birth of Gucci. At the beginning, he sold luggage, saddlebags, and leather accessories for horse riders. Remember, cars were not common yet, so horse riding was still part of daily life. His products were known for quality, durability, and elegance. Very quickly, Gucci became popular among the wealthy families of Florence. They admired the mix of practicality and luxury, but Guccio was smart. He didn't want to compete only in Italy. He wanted to attract the international elite he had seen in London and Paris. Guccio understood the importance of branding. Before branding was even a marketing science, he wanted Gucci products to be instantly recognizable. So, the company introduced design elements that would become Gucci icons. The horsebit motif, inspired by horse riding equipment. The bamboo-handled handbag, invented during World War II when materials were scarce, but bamboo was available. The green-red-green stripe, inspired by saddle girths. These details connected Gucci's products with heritage, craftsmanship, and luxury. Guccio also had a philosophy: quality is remembered long after price is forgotten. This became the soul of Gucci. Guccio and his wife, Ada Calvelli, had 6 children. 4 of his sons, Aldo, Vasco, Ugo, and Rodolfo, would later join the family business. Guccio believed that Gucci should remain a family company. He taught his sons about leather, style, and customers. He was strict, but he wanted them to carry on his vision. In the 1930s and 40s, the Gucci business grew. The first Gucci store outside Florence opened in Rome, 1938. This was the beginning of Gucci's transformation from a local shop to a national brand. After World War II, Italy recovered, and fashion became more important than ever. The Gucci brand, with its elegant designs, became a symbol of Italian luxury. In the 1950s, Gucci opened a store in Milan, and then in New York City, 1953. This was a huge step. Gucci was now international. Hollywood stars like Audrey Hepburn, Grace Kelly, and Elizabeth Taylor wore Gucci. The brand became a favorite of celebrities, aristocrats, and politicians. Sadly, in 1953, just as Gucci opened in New York, Guccio Gucci died at the age of 72. He never saw the full global empire his brand would become, but his sons continued his dream. After Guccio's death, his sons took over. At first, they worked together to expand Gucci worldwide, but soon, family conflict began. The Gucci brothers argued about money, power, and control. Aldo, the most ambitious, pushed for expansion. Rodolfo, quieter, wanted to protect the brand's prestige. In the 1970s and 80s, family fights became public. Legal battles, betrayals, and even scandals damaged Gucci's image. The darkest chapter came in the 1990s, when Maurizio Gucci, Guccio's grandson, was murdered in Milan. The shocking event revealed how deep the family conflict had become. Eventually, the Gucci family lost control of the company. By the end of the 20th century, Gucci was no longer family-owned. Even without the Gucci family, the brand survived and transformed. In the 1990s, designer Tom Ford gave Gucci a new, sexy, modern identity. Later, creative directors like Frida Giannini and Alessandro Michele brought fresh visions. Today, Gucci is one of the most powerful fashion houses in the world, part of the luxury group Kering. The Gucci logo, the horsebit, and the green-red-green stripe are recognized everywhere. What began as one man's small leather shop in Florence is now a global empire worth billions of dollars. Guccio Gucci's life teaches us many lessons. Start small, dream big. He began as a hotel worker, but dreamed of creating luxury. Observe and learn. He studied the habits of the rich and turned them into business ideas. Quality first. His products were expensive, but people remembered the craftsmanship. Family is power and weakness. His sons expanded the brand, but conflicts almost destroyed it. Legacy lives on. Even after his death, the Gucci name continues to represent elegance, luxury, and creativity. Guccio Gucci was not born rich, he was not born famous. He was a boy from Florence who dared to dream. Through hard work, vision, and dedication, he transformed leather into luxury and his name into a legend. Today, when you see the double G logo, remember the man behind it, Guccio Gucci, who proved that style can change the world and legacy can outlive a lifetime. Thank you for listening to this story on Little English Studio. If you enjoyed learning about Guccio Gucci's inspiring journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful life stories told in simple English.